Hello everybody, Shadowwing here, and welcome to the channel. I'd like to say thank you very much for joining us on our very first video. I hope that I can make a consistent subscriber of you and anyone else who joins us later on in the future. I would like to start off our very first video by saying that this will be a comparison video between two of my personal favorite Pokemon. I hope this becomes a regularly going series in that those who leave comments on either my Twitter page, which I'll leave a link in the description below, or in the comments of this or any of my videos, I will see and take into consideration of what you guys want me to do on this channel. But, as you can see, we're on Pokemon Showdown. Yes, I said that correctly. Thank God. Now, I would like to set this up so everybody can see what I want to compare them about. Be right back. Alrighty then, I've got the comparison all set up. As you can see, it's Drapion versus Spiritomb. Now, some of you may wonder why I'm comparing these two. Well, that's because both of them are relatively underused, in my opinion. Whoop, I forgot to switch all this back. Sorry about that. But anyways, I feel like these Pokemon aren't very well known to be used in battle. And I'm not very sure why, because if you can see at the stats on both of them, they both have fairly relatively useful stats, especially in the tanky department, and that's where we're really making this comparison for. Both of these Pokemon make very good tanks, at least in my opinion. And I know that some might argue that since Spiritomb has such poor health, that it can't be used very well as a tank. But I disagree. As you can see, I already have a setup, stat setup. Well, not stats, but the moves and everything with the items. Infiltrator, personally, one of my favorite abilities in the game because, yeah, screw your substitute. But anyways, as for this setup, I would be running maximum health and maximum defense with this set. And we have leftovers, gender, happiness, do whatever you want with that. Infiltrator, obviously. But this is where this set can be very useful. Will-O-Wisp. Obviously, even with its maximum defense, it's actually fairly high, almost 350. That's pretty good. With Will-O-Wisp, this makes this almost twice as good because obviously if you're burned, you can't hit as hard. Second off, you may be wondering why I'm doing maximum health and defense instead of something like special defense or special attack or whatever. That's where Calm Mind comes in. Calm Mind is going to give us the power that we need in order to make this a very good specially defensive and physically defensive attacker. As everybody knows, in case you don't know, Calm Mind raises the user's special attack and special defense by 1 every time you use it, which is amazing. And in order to help prevent Pokemon from lowering our stats or boosting themselves, I decided to give my Spiritomb Snarl, which, since Spiritomb is a Dark and Ghost type, is not only a stab move, but also very useful in singles and doubles because it hits both in doubles. But any time a Pokemon is hit with Snarl, as you can see, 100% chance to lower the foe's special attack. Now you can see where this could be very, very useful, because in addition to gaining stats and lowering the stats of physical users, Snarl makes it even more difficult for special users to take you out. And I gave him Shadow Ball as the last move, because I felt like he needed a stabbed attack, and it's also like the most powerful move he can use. Honestly, let's look around. I mean, we could also use Nasty Plot if you really feel like it, but I feel like the Calm Mind set is more useful because it gives you wider stat gainage. Because I noticed that a lot of Pokemon who use Nasty Plot tend to be left wide open because they don't have that high of defense. And also, Pain Split is also a useful move instead of using leftovers. Say you wanted to use something like a Sash in case you feel like you're going to get one-shotted, or you can replace certain moves with like Snarl with Shadow Sneak. I mean, there's all sorts of ways you can run this, but this is my personal set. Because as you stack more Calm Minds and Snarl and Will-O-Wisp, whatever gets in your way, your stats will generally keep increasing, and your opponent is either going to have to constantly switch or find a way to stall you out, which is very hard. But, excuse me, there are a few ways to negate this. Obviously, Pokemon went Taunt. Bit of a problem with this team because it takes away 2 of your moves right there. Taunt, big problem for this. Second off, Toxic. If you get this big guy all set up, because I mean, let's notice this at maximum speed without anything in it. Oh wait, hold on, let me take that down for a second. Maximum speed, and let's say we switch this up, make it a speed investment. You got 185 speed. That's pitiful. That's just not going to get you, that's not going to win you any races, period. And this is at level 100. Like, 185 is decent speed at level 50, but this is level 100. And no, don't even bother with speed. There you go, guys. That's how I personally feel that Spiritomb is a very useful tank. Now we're going to move on to Drapion. Now, Drapion is not a ghost, dark poison type. Just like Spiritomb's a ghost dark type, Drapion's a poison dark type. Now, I love both of these typings matched together because that each gives them only one weakness. Spiritomb's only weakness is fairy typing, which Drapion has great resistance because he's a poison type. But Drapion also has one weakness, which is ground types. Now, normally this wouldn't be a big deal, but unfortunately, considering that Earthquake is easily one of the strongest moves in the game, yeah, it gives our buddy Drapion here, even with this good defense boost, it gives him trouble. But onto the build. Now, there are a couple ways you can run Drapion's items like with Spiritomb, but I couldn't really think of anything besides leftovers because honestly with this set, leftovers is the most useful. But with Drapion here, you can also do something similar with Black Sludge, which also gives him health regen, or in most cases, I like to use Air Balloon in order to get off that first round, because one of my biggest things with Drapion is that its attack, even at maximum, let's just show it here, at full attack, 272. Honestly, not that great. I've actually think, hold on, let's check. Get maximum attack on Spiritomb. Yeah, it's 277. That's another problem. Drapion, this big scorpion-like Pokemon, has less attack than a Pokemon that doesn't even have arms. That's pretty sad. That's pretty sad. That's why first move I usually put on him is Swords Dance. Now, I know that other people also use moves like Acupressure, but I just don't like the randomness of Acupressure. Because, yes, it can raise important things such as speed, evasion, accuracy, all sorts of stuff like that, but that's only if you're lucky. I've seen a lot of Let's Plays and online battles, and I've played a few online battles with people using Acupressure, and some people have good use with it, but personally, I'm just not a fan. Now, for the next move, Poison Jab, because honestly, or Cross Poison if you prefer. Poison Jab is the best stab move that he can get. I don't know why he doesn't get Gunk Shot. It's really annoying. And also, I would recommend putting on Protect in case you're starting to get a little low on health. And wait, what? I was thinking about the Black Sludge set. For Black Sludge set, I would go with Protect, but otherwise, I would go with Earthquake. You can use Earthquake on both sets, but I mean, it's more for the attacking set here, because the Black Sludge set we'll go over in a minute has more defensive capabilities. This is more of an attacking set. That's where Drapion can beat Spiritomb, because he only needs one Sword Dance. Spiritomb to get anything really going, because even though I made fun of Drapion's attack, Spiritomb's special attack isn't much to scoff at by itself. At full power, yes, it's 311. Let me show you. It's at 311. Whoop. Jesus, I'm just messing this all up. There. Maximum special attack, 311, which is better than Drapion's full physical attack at 306. That's fine and all, but that's only 5 points. It's a very tiny difference. Very, almost unnoticeable difference. And Sword Dance comes with a bit of a bonus because it does by 2 every time you use it. Spiritomb can only do 1. Even though he's gaining special defense as well, he's only getting 1 stat. So Drapion doubles his attack with 1 Swords Dance, and then say a bulky steel type tries to come in and wall you because you're a poison type. That's where Earthquake comes in. It's very useful in order to get rid of big tanky Pokemon that try to take you out before you could start setting up. And as for the final move, you can really do whatever you want. If you want Stab, you could do Crunch. You could go Agility if you want to have a dual setting setup Pokemon. I usually go with Knockoff because I love disrupting the opponent, because if their items usually are very important to the build, especially if they send out a tanky one with leftovers, Knockoff gets rid of that heal, and it's very useful to me. Now, I know I've just gone over several different sets with both Pokemon, and you're trying to figure out how is this really comparing. I'm trying to show that these Pokemon have similar uses, because let's go back to the Black Sludge set with Drapion. Let's make it more like Spiritomb's set, but the problem with Spiritomb is that this is really one of the only ways to make Spiritomb a relatively good attacker, in my opinion. Because like I said before, Nasty Plot is a useful move, undeniably. But it just leaves this sort of meh feeling to me, because his health is poor, his defenses are good, but your health is really what it comes down to. 304 health, let's see, that's just not even going to cut it. Drapion, without any health investment at all, can easily go past that without even going halfway. Like, most Pokemon are well above the 300s when it comes to level 100. And that's where his problem comes in. His such poor health is what hinders him, in addition to his poor speed. Because he's easily, I believe Spiritomb, the most fully evolved of all the ghost types, is easily the slowest of all. I'm pretty sure even Dusknoir, his big bulky butt, can go faster, which is a problem. And he's got even better defensive stats, and that's why I see more people use him. That's why I'm trying to show you guys that this Pokemon is useful with certain sets and certain strategies and teams. Spiritomb obviously is more around all a tanky Pokemon that can become a special attacker. Drapion, which we haven't even fully covered yet, can be both. It could be a tanky Pokemon, but a full-on physical, speedy sweeper. As you can see, but if we switched it to full speed, he can go up to 317, which is good, because that's a relatively high speed, at least for the tier he's in and for other tiers you could put him in. That's the same speed as a Gliscor, and that's a relatively good Pokemon in my opinion. Might do a comparison with him on another Pokemon, maybe Flygon. I don't know, leave a comment down below, see if you want a video with Gliscor being compared against another Pokemon, let me know. Anyways, now we haven't even touched Drapion's abilities. We have Battle Armor, which cannot be hit by a critical hit, which I find so useful with high critical hitting moves such as Bulldoze. I believe it... Hold on. Let me check something real quick. Bulldoze. Okay, 100%. No, that's not what I was thinking. I was thinking of another ground move. I can't think of the name, but there are certain moves out there that always cause critical hits, like Frost Breath. Battle Armor prevents that. Now, if you want to try a Focus Energy... Razor Claw set, you can go with a Sniper, which is basically like making Drapion a big poisonous version of Kingdra. Or Keen-Eye, but that's not very useful. Drapion doesn't have a lot of low accuracy hitting moves that you tend to use, unless you count like Stone Edge. Now, with the Black Sludge set, like I said, we'll go with Protect. Give it some all-around healing, but if you also want to go for Protect, instead of Swords Dance, I would... God, I keep messing and stuttering this up. I'm so sorry. I would instead go for... Where is it? Toxic Spice. Toxic Spice? God, I cannot English today. Toxic Spikes. Obviously a great setup for any Pokemon that aren't Steel or Flying types, or with the ability Levitate, because it poisons all of your opponent's team. And unless they have a Rapid Spinner too, but that could also help with Protect, because Protect can also prevent Pokemon from using Rapid Spin on you, which keeps your spikes in, and if they're already poisoned, they can stack on the poison damage. Now, I would still recommend Knockoff, because overall Knockoff is a useful move, and instead of this high attack and speed, I would keep the speed relatively high, though. I would go with a maximum health and... No, I'd take away the speed. Maximum health and maximum defense, which makes him a very good defensive wall. But as you can see, with no investment in special defense, you would definitely want to keep him away from special attackers, because he would just get melted. Now, overall, who do you think is better? You have the almost one-setted Spiritomb, or the versatile yet somewhat weaker Drapion. Now, let's start off with the stats in order to make a clear identification. Now, come on, why won't you click? Why isn't this work? What the heck? Oh, wow, I'm blind. It's already open. Anyways, the attack and special attack by far is easily better than Drapion's, but Drapion's not built for special attack. Special defense, Drapion, and defense also very high. Health, obviously Drapion wins. We already made that comparison. Drapion wins by a landslide with health. Attack, Spiritomb wins, which honestly isn't very useful, because if you look at his moon pool, there's not really... I mean, you got Shadow Sneak and Sucker Punch. That's about it. There's really no other physical move. Like, I'm not seeing a single one that this guy learned. Oh, wait, I lied. Thief. You got Thief, too, which can be useful in some ways, but physically, the attack does nothing for Spiritomb. Defense, very good and bulky, but his health is what's hindering him. Special attack, well, if you need a special attacker with mixed moves and stally abilities and stats and everything, by all means use stally stats? I mean stally moves. Stally moves, use Spiritomb. But now we get to Drapion. As we could say before, we'd have the Swords Dance. We could still have the Protect, you can have, or the Poison Jab, which is a stabbed. And I also want to mention that Poison Jab has a relatively good amount, 30% poison. That's fairly high. That's the same as Scald. And if anyone's been ever Scald burned constantly, you can know how annoying that is. And with Raise Attack and Stab, because he is a Dark and Poison type, his physical hits, as long as you're not immune or resistant, are going to hit like crazy. And even if you resist, there's still that good % chance of getting poison, which can help melt other tanky Pokemon. Earthquake is just for damage and also to prevent Pokemon such as Steel types from completely walling you, and Knockoff for more stabbed and also to disrupt your opponent. Honestly, I'm seeing that Drapion is a better overall tanky and fighting Pokemon. But that's just my opinion at the end of this. Let me know in the comments who you think would win if we were to face them face to face. Now, obviously, Will-O-Wisp would be a big problem for Drapion, but that's really the only thing Spiritomb has for it, because if you knock off Spiritomb's leftovers is gone and it's got no way to heal itself. And if you manage to get up a Toxic Spikes before Spiritomb were to come in, it would just demolish him. His health is already low, a couple turns with Toxic in it, and if you had Protect like we had earlier, Drapion would win. So in all around fairness and stats and movesets, I would say that Drapion wins. But once again, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me. Please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll have links on my channel showing where my Facebook and Twitter are if you want to contact me there and get to know me a little bit better, by all means. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.